Hello and welcome to the next of this series, which is what is Lego Room and of course my life. Now in this upload we are moving back over to the superhero section of our theme park. This is the upload following on from our pirate construction display, where I literally just put in a new crane and a digger and just threw in some minifigures waiting for the brand new bulldozer to arrive. Then that whole area is going to start to turn yellow with a huge under construction section of our theme park, which will be sort of unfolding over the year with the new sets that are going to be coming out. But we have got quite a bit to do over in this area with regards to adding some minifigures and making up some displays. So with that being said, let's get to it. So in true Disaster Series fashion, this has gone horrendously wrong already. I have actually put the buildings back and started to do one or two displays while speaking to the camera. It got that hot in here a few hours ago, it corrupted everything. So what went on, I don't know, but I felt strange because it was that hot up here and the camera did not appreciate it whatsoever. It's cooled down. Fingers crossed it's working again, because I need this for multiple more uploads. So I'm now just going to have to do a bit of a recap of where we got to. And of course, in that disaster upload, I fluffed it up anyway, because I put some of the sets back too soon. So there was a discussion with myself, basically, now, with regards to how I can put a Sandman on the base of these, because we had a big one, we had a small one, I had some circular bits and everything else like that. And basically, when these units weren't here, I managed to squeeze this one in just there, and we did put a bit of a base just underneath. Now, obviously, over a period of time, I will be trying to add in more dioramas and all those sorts of things. But until the rest of the Marvel stuff has actually been released, which is going to go just on this side, it's going to be a little bit hit and miss with regards to what I can do. Before I put the Daily Bugle back, we added in some more minifigures at the top. So we've got these two up at the top now, so they do look nice and smart over the top of the Daily Bugle sign. And then, well, basically, I forgot to put in quite a few Spider-Man minifigures, which then made me check the camera and realise how hot it was, because I just put all of these back. And then the video basically went wrong from there. In previous uploads, we have obviously done all of the footpaths and all the tiles. And I did put these two up at the top. So we've got Hulk against this thing just up here, which I think looks effective enough, because with regards to how the theming is, of course, you've got the alleyway as a Harry Potter alley. But on this side, it's still part of the Marvel theming. So don't forget, it is a theme park, not a city, and you will see backdrops of other things in different lands. So when you're walking through the Harry Potter section, if you looked up and in the far distance, you would see a roller coaster for something else, for that kind of thing. It is as enclosed as can be in each section of the different theme parks, but sometimes you do see some much bigger things from further afield. I do quite like the fact that we have managed to get this in. Now, I was umming and ahhing and messing around for absolutely ages to try and get his torso twisted enough, his head twisted enough, so the train would actually still pass and you can walk through the hands. Now, obviously, when the Daily Bugle wasn't there, you could see that thing just there perfectly clear, because that is obviously the exit to the ride. Sorry, that is the exit to the Harry Potter section, so it's technically the entrance into the superhero section. And just a little bit further down is obviously the exit where it's white, coming down into the Marvel bit. Or you turn left and then you go into the haunted bit, or you cross over and go into the Joker Manor. So that is a sort of crossroads section of a couple of different things. What I want to try and achieve now, because obviously I think I've covered all the bits and pieces that I kind of already added in. I was a bit higgledy-piggledy anyway, but I might have to move those buildings out, because what I have forgotten to do is, I tried to get this in and I couldn't get this bit in. I wanted to use some more of these pieces on different bits and bobs, and the scaffolding, because this itself won't fit in. But I think I can strip it for parts. So we can make some really nice little dioramas with that. Obviously we have this in that looks great. So we added this in great detail in some of the other uploads, and you can see how it just comes across and it kicks in, and then you go straight down Harry Potter. Once this section's done, we'll obviously then move on to the Harry Potter, and then we'll move on to this section, because what I do want to try and do in a couple of uploads time is try and get the path from the Harry Potter in front of the Ghostbuster Firehouse to the Jurassic Park gates, because we are going to have a little bit of an issue with regards to what set we can actually put behind the gates. I'm not going to open up the gates, I don't think, any more than that, so it's just going to be a little bit of sort of like a sneak peek, because I don't think it needs to be open any more than that. But we are going to come out a couple of studs, and then obviously we're going to go across, which means we don't have a full 32 by 32 base plate to play with just here, and I can't have anything in front of this overlapping. So realistically, we've probably only got about 16 studs. So I can potentially get a 16 by 16 or something on that corner. So this is where maybe some of the dioramas might be happening from the Marvel or the Harry Potter as it starts to wrap around. So if you are wondering why, or why don't you add that in, or why don't you add this in, it's probably because I might be leaving it for that area or somewhere else. Now, with regards to Harry Potter, obviously we have got a choice of putting the car on the roof and raising it up quite high, or we park it in front just here, because of course it's a theme park. What is it that you're going to see as you're going around on the train? The other things that you're going to see going around on the train is I need to find a home for this, because this car is absolutely massive. So I am thinking somehow of getting up the side of the building. Now, I think that's probably the best way to have him. I don't think it would work well on the other side. It's not going to work on its side that way either. So that needs a little bit of thought, because it is a good car, but for now it can just live in there, because that is where the new building is going to go. Now, the other thing I need to do, and remember to do, is, as we move some of these other figures, is where it starts to get narrow, there is potentially a little display that we can make with some minifigures in here, because I need a base plate and a half, and then basically from there we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, got quite a few studs curving around, so there might be something that we could put in there as well, maybe. He says right, so that's a complete waste of, I don't know, about an hour probably I spent up in here in the burning hot trying to get the minifigures onto there, and I still completely messed it up, and we're 6 minutes in and we're now caught up. I did say that I want to try and get the portals, so I need to get some more of these. Because I've got one there, I've got one up there. There was one that comes with the Avengers Tower. Where is it? I have absolutely no idea. I think it'll be with Wong somewhere. I've got quite a few minifigures that aren't on this, and they are in a Marvel minifigure bag. And of course, that bag is with a box. I can't find the box. I have found hundreds, and I mean hundreds and hundreds of coloured tiles that I've been looking for ages, and I thought it was in that box, but it wasn't. So there will be a deep dive getting all of the Marvel figures in, because we have got one of the Iron Man in there, we've got the Doc in there, and then we've got some of the little bits and pieces. So we will be messing around with this. I have added on this thing back on the side, so now it fits again, because it is above the Doctor Strange, which is great. So it means I can actually have a full display all the way around it, because don't forget how it was displayed before, I couldn't have much around it on that side because it was against the tall building and it was hitting, and it was just all a bit of a pain in the ass. So we can now attack that. Now, I did say I've got to work as far back to the front as I can, but now I think I've just completely screwed myself over. So I'm either going to do the sensible thing and pull some of those big buildings out, which I can't really be bothered to do, or we're just going to try and make it fit. So as we find the minifigures, we will just be placing the figures down. Now, I did say that what I want on the fascia of this one and the fascia of this one isn't something that you walk on. So as the theme park path, that is the path that you would take. So you would just see these as either meet and greets or a quick photo opportunity or something like that, but it wouldn't be a big area that you would walk down. The actual entrance is the Daily Bugle, which is the ride, and then the ride goes inside the Doctor Strange and the Avengers Tower, and these two are just the fascias, so it gives you a hallucination? No, that's completely wrong. It gives the image of an actual street, but in reality, the inside of it is just the actual Daily Bugle ride. So, and that is what they do at the theme park in Florida. And then with the news of the new sort of Oscorp building, and it has a ride written on it, well, that is a drop tower in Florida as well. So we could potentially have a smaller ride on that side. So that is the plan for that one. So that is why I'm going to be filling all of the bases up in front of these two with all the different Marvel minifigures over a period of time. So yes, let's just basically do what we can do. This video is going to be a lot shorter than normal because, well, I've already been going for a huge period of time, like I said. Some of the prongs are in, so it's just as simple as just adding these things back on. There are attachments I know that I'm missing. I need to go through all the bags and get all of the minifigures back out. But, because I haven't technically said this in this upload, I'm just going to do a minifigure day. I'm literally just going to come up here one day and get all the minifigures out that is in a scary amount of bags and just fill up every single zone, because we've started to do that just with the figures that came with these sets, and it makes a huge difference when you start to add in the population. And like I said, with this display, it is literally going to be starting from here. This is coming off. We're going to have the new bulldozer with the digger sort of face to face, and from here all the way to the edge of the blue, I'm going to fill it with construction crews and things like that. And this whole area is going to be out of bounds until about Christmas, by the time all the sets have actually come out, and I can obviously build them, review them, and then add them slowly, and then carry on changing. So these units and all of the construction stuff is going to be an ever evolving display, because obviously I can just move from one to another, but at least it's a little bit of an Easter egg for you guys and girls, because if you suddenly see the crane move, it means that there's a plan and it will be happening sooner rather than later. Same thing with the Earth, so I could potentially just split these units up and obviously have multiple things being repaired and fixed at the same time. But for now, this whole table with all of them all going to be on here, because there's quite a lot coming out between now and Christmas with regards to boats, pirates and things like that. But that is nothing to do with what we're trying to do at the moment. What I'm trying to achieve is try and clear off some more of this table, and then hopefully I'm just going to be left with a load of Harry Potter characters. There'll be some DC ones that I have already explained why I haven't put all the DC ones back, so I have to say that again, is a lot of the DC stuff that isn't on the Joker Manor, I'm thinking of putting at the front here and having almost like a load of DC characters. For whatever reason, there might be a small building there or something, so we can just put them there, because I don't want them all at the back, because, well, you can't see them all, but it's Mr. Freeze, the Riddler, all of the sort of more famous, well-known villains, and of course a couple of the different Batmen and Robin and all that kind of nonsense. So I thought they could go closer at the front. So again, if you're wondering, well, why haven't you used this and this and this, it is going to be wrapping around over a long period of time. Now, this one clearly should be with the Daily Bugle, so we will have to put her somewhere. Now, the Daredevil, Punisher, they're in a bag because I've done shorts with them as well, so when they all come out, they just get added to the Daily Bugle, so it's absolutely fine. I have just done a thing. I just ripped that out. That's clever of me, wasn't it? So, just like any other disaster, every time I breathe, it all goes wrong. Was it in that hole? I think it was. Yes. Or was it in there? Can't remember where I actually clipped it into. Yes. There you go. So that's complete with all 4 figs, which is good. Now, moving on to these. Now, a lot of these are obviously just with the Avengers Tower. So, I've got the tiny Ant-Man. This thing, I really don't really care too much about this figure, to be honest. She can just be stood around. I've got to make a display at the back as well. I mean, those wings aren't on properly, as you can tell. It's really, for some of them, do not give a monkeys. Black Panther. can be there. We can just get a load of these minifigures down and in. I don't know what you can see, so I hope for the best. We'll have a bit of a silly one with a zombie cap as well. Zombie cap can be trying to cross over by the train. Mr. Kevin himself can just be chilling out. Ah, there it is. Can be chilling out on the bench. Cap is stood by his own thing. That was a little bit weird. We'll move him over to that side. And I found a load of Tonys. All the Tonys that are with this, I found all of them. I was looking for these for quite a while because for some reason we've just seen where that is, but as we come round to the back here where these two are actually battling, so again started to add the characters in, he's missing both of his doodads, and I don't know how it ended up in the front of the Avengers Tower. So like I said, these things show up. As soon as they show up, I can just put them back on, but I don't take them. I reckon it's some of the cats, you know. I reckon Rocky comes up here, and he has in the past, just basically starts to nibble at stuff, takes it off, spits it out, and then just laughs, and then wants feeding. So that's why, that's my excuse, and I am sticking to it. Now I think we're doing all right for gliders, because we have got 1, 2, 3 gliders. I did try the scaffolding to see if it would fit actually over the path, which it does, but it doesn't in the right place. I could take the base of this off and have it over the path, so that you could obviously walk through, not on the actual train track, because there is a skinnier bit of the path a little bit further down, but the ring does not fit. So I need to figure out what I can do with the scaffolding poles, really, because I would quite like another one of these in, because I do quite like the look of it. So I just don't know where it can go, because they do have scaffolding shows in the theme parks, so I could just add some more characters up on that bit and just be done with it as well. But I'll leave that there, and if I can find a better place, which I will try and do obviously, then we can have a go with it. Where can I put you? Right, so we've got Miles from the Daily Bugle. So all I will start to do is just add in the figures that go with the correct sets to start with. And then anything like these, for example, where I've got Ned, MJ from the MCU, we might just put them in a slightly different place, because these are from the back. But what I did say, and what I've always said, what I want to do is with these, because I've got access to the back, I can actually make displays on the back, and I can make displays, I say displays, but obviously like minifigures on, that looks important, just plonk the minifigures about. So like when Punisher and Daredevil suddenly reappear, because they're, well, I've seen them recently. We had a big tidy up, and they've all gone in a bag. All those boxes all got put in tubs and boxes, and then what I've done is I've moved them. I forgot to take them out. It's my bad. It is my bad. I know I'm stupid. Right. This young lady. Do we have her just randomly? I don't know why she would be there, but I might swap her. Might swap her over. We've got a few more prongy bits. I would like to. We've got 2 more at the front, because that is where you're supposed to have, I think, this one coming on to Catching Tony, and the attachment for the Tony thing I reviewed, and then not gonna lie, I forgot to put it on. Whoops. So I might need to figure out what pieces are needed for that, and then add that on. Now, have we got any more Avengers-esque stuff? I think all of that over there is Harry Potter. We've got a random Simpsons. So you've got random Jurassic Park as well. So I can put him back. It's just so easy when you do the shorts and they just disappear. So what can I do with Bruce? Bruce Banner. Maybe he could be right outside the front of the Doctor Strange set, because obviously that is where it does all kick off with Strange. This is screaming at me as well. I know this needs a home. Do you think it will fit between those two buildings? What do we think? Do we think it might? Yeah, you can see them. So that, you can see the wingspan. It should do. Oh, it's close. Yes. It can park just there. It could be about that high, I think. That would look quite nice. So I just need to make up quite a few bricks to get that up nice and high. Do I have the bricks handy? No. No, I don't. I need to make just an order. I need to make an order of base plates, an order of bricks, and just get everything how it needs to be. So how tall do we think we need to make this? So you're going down here, so we're going for green translucent, because, well, I can. I don't know, it's not the best of ideas, but it is what it is. Now, because it's 4 wide, I don't know what the best way is to do this, because I've never done 4 wide, I've only done 2. But do I need to go 4 wide so it doesn't fall over? Does it give it a bit more stability? I have had this on 2 before, but I think I had 2 at the back as well. But the roof is quite wide for the Doctor Strange, so we should be okay. Now, I do apologise if you don't like the sight of blood. I do apologise. I am purposely not tiling, but I have properly slit my finger, and it's right in a really awkward place. So I am apologising now, not after any sympathy whatsoever, but it's not the most prettiest things to look at. Now, a little bit higher. I know, of course, I will get the clear things. We have this conversation all the time. I raise everything up on clear. Well, I haven't got any clear in at the moment, so will that hold? Possibly. Will it fit? That's the question. It needs to be a little bit higher. Needs to be a little bit higher. Oh, sorry. And then I can have, I don't know what else I can put on that roof ship-wise, because if I was to get the X-Men mansion, which is something that I really do want, it's basically, it's only got one home. It can only go in one place, but this thing will have to be flying. It can't really park around it, because that's a base plate and a half. So I am working my way around that. So for now, it will just be empty space, but I don't know, because if we're going to get X-Men and Fantastic Four, it would look quite nice on the other side. Right, we're there. So it's between, it's not overpowering, it's on. It's complete, minus a few bits. I have a figure. the others are in the same Marvel bag. My only concern, it should be alright. Yeah, it should be okay. I just thought I might have to strengthen up that roof a little bit, but we should be good. But last time it fell off and fell down the loft ladders, it dented the nose, look. So it's battle damaged already. So there you go, adds to the effect of a theme park monstrosity. Right, so we have got a little display up at the top with banner and that. Thor, to be honest, could just be fighting a villain on the other side. I don't really think he needs to be shooting off his length in the wrong way. But I've got a bad feeling again, a lot of those villains are elsewhere, which isn't ideal. Yeah. This upload didn't start very well. This is the second time I've done it, and it's going at the same tempo as what it did at the first time. But we are making some sort of progress. I've got a load of villains of Spidey, but I can't find Daredevil, Punisher. They're all in that same bag, and I know where the bag is. It's buried, and it's going to take me ages to get. So, like I said, when it comes to the big minifigure upload, because I've just been over a long period of time, look, putting all the figures in different bags. So all the figures that have just been put on tables. I've got older ones, new ones. I've probably got well into double digits of just little bags like that. And then we've got the big bags as well. It's the same thing we did for Star Wars, if you remember. And then all of a sudden, all the Star Wars stuff is out and it's done. And well, it was out, it was done, and then the war decided to run and ruin absolutely everything. Right. Other small dioramas on here. What can we do with this? Now, the important thing for this is missing, and it was on it, which means there it is. There's one of them. Oh, I thought there was two. I thought there was two signs on here. So there is another sign that I know. I thought there was another sign on there. I have to do a little bit of research. I spent a long time looking for the Hulk, and we actually made a loop Marvel display, and he had fallen in here. And random things like that are happening at the moment where, well, it's just completely come apart. So, how was that? Oh, maybe that was a camera. Oh yeah, it probably was. The camera was on there and it's dropped it. Because that's somehow come off the tracks as well. This is taking a swerve and a turn. Now, it's not as anywhere near as hot up here, but this camera's burning hot. Right, so we will start to wrap the upload up sooner rather than later, I think. So what have we got over here that we need to try and... Will it work, or is it just going to get stripped for parts? So this will be handy for parts, for bits and pieces. Like all of these kind of things will be great. Obviously these can just come out of the tower, so that's not too bad. So if I was to use those now, I wonder, yeah, I wonder if we can just plonk them in. Yeah, there's one up there. Yeah, so they're just sticking everywhere, look. So that's now just gone up to the top, so I can just stand another minifigure up on that one. To be honest, it should be Cap. I haven't got an Iron Man flying around yet either, which is... I've got plenty of Iron Man, but I don't know where that one's flying around. So Cap can just about to dive down with his shield. Just something as simple as that, where you've got the opportunity to do it. Now, I should have probably used these generators by the spider thing. Just the one? I think so. I think so. Again, we've got just a little, I don't think they will work though. That needs to go in to an hole, which would be this hole up here. Right. So if that was there, and we put another figure by the portal, I want to use I could take that apart and just use the shaft and the thing and have that by the Doctor Strange instead. So it would be, forget everything apart from the portal. So the portal would be on that brown one, and it would just be up that way. So you look like got one portal going in there, one portal going in that way, which makes sense. I could that just looks horrendous. That's a stupid idea. We won't have that, we'll just have the figures on. So that gives us the opportunity to put a minifigure beside that one. That really needs to be the lizard, because that's the hard to find minifigure at the time that came with that. So I could have that one on there, because that is that's a cool figure. So what is it we can do with this? Because this now, there isn't any studdage for this. And I don't really think, well, it can't go at the back. I mean, I could just rest it there. That's out of bounds really for the theme park stuff, because that's actually overhanging the table. So that's just for my own personal amusement is what that's for. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it a day now. See if I can just find one or two other figures to add. Catch back up with you tomorrow morning, so it'll still be the same upload. See if we can just get this thing in, and if we can do something with this one. I think we can. We might be able to put this one on the back of the building on the Daily Bugle. So if I put that one there and that one there to remind me of what to do tomorrow. What other figures are there? Those. I can tidy up all the other little bits and pieces around it. The Harry Potter is obviously going to go with that. That is a modular vehicle, and that is a modular vehicle. So both of those can go with the modular stuff. And then hopefully I won't drag this out too much longer. And we can wrap up the video. So I will catch up with you tomorrow, which will just be a heartbeat away. So this is turning into one of those uploads. I was just about to go down the loft ladders because, well, I'm hungry. And then I started to look at the modulars and I was like, I'm sure we had a Marvel Street originally. I looked to my left, and of course we have got a baby Hulk. There is the Daredevil. There's the Punisher. Custom Lego Kingpin with a mix of purple trousers. So that is the Joker suit with the different coloured trousers, random head, and a custom made jobby. So that is a custom thing. There's 3. There is a Tony Stark with hair as an Iron Man. So there's 4. What else do we have? The baby Hulk can come over. That lamp is important. I think that's actually from Barracuda Bay. We are literally going fishing. I've got the bat symbol as the Easter egg on top of there with a villain that's got no head on. These need to, I need to have a bit of a better look through these, I think, and actually have a look at my modular maze, because I threw these in and didn't look. Now the problem I've got is I would have put minifigures inside them as well. Oh, what is he? Who is that? Hang on. For a start, who is that and why is that? I'm doing a Batista. Yeah, you know that set that I just put on the side? It's just fallen down the loft ladders and smashed. That is why I shouldn't have put that set there. This is the upload that just keeps on giving. Who is that? Oh, it's Lord of the Rings. Is it Mr. Ballbag? It is. No, it's not. No, it is not Lord of the Rings. That is DC. So that will be handy. Now, before I went down, I found 3 more Tony Starks. No Iron Man, just all Tony Starks. One of random one of them. I found the other one of those. All just in the one bag. Like I said, I got loads and loads of bags. There's a wonder. How do I have so many Tonys as Tony? That's got 4 Tony Starks as Tony Stark. And yet I haven't just randomly come across a Iron Man head. Right. So I know they're there. So I will move them now because I'm going to forget tomorrow. So I'll leave you just there. Try and reach over that falling down. Right. So I will have a look, an actual proper look through a bag or 2 in the morning. We'll get those added. I've got Harley Quinn on top there. I've got a few others on there as well. Have a look in the morning for a couple more figures, and then we can just throw the towel in as the makeshift sort of template on that. And then when it's time to populate everything, well, there'll be plenty of minifigures to add because they'll all start coming out of the bags. So yeah, fingers crossed that's the case. So try again. I'll catch back up with you tomorrow. So today is a new day. It's still very, very toasty, but we have got all of these minifigures that we need to get placed. Now, Daredevil and Punisher, they go at the back. Or should we put them at the front? I've always had them stood over the Daily Bugle, but we put Miles there. I wonder if we can... These minifigures are so cool. That's probably not a very good idea, but would they go there? Hero, what is happening? I need both hands. All right. I can't hold the camera, 2 minifigures, and balance over the loft latch at the same time, so we will plonk you there. Visually, that looks actually really nice, looking over the rooftop that is going on. If I can reach from there. It's not big enough for a mouse. Daredevil taller than the Punisher? Or... No, you just can't fit a minifigure in between the others. So I'm assuming... Oh, that's a shame. I'd have to take the ladder out. Right, well, we can have one there. So we'll put Punisher overseeing that kind of stuff. And I think it's only fair Daredevil is then on the other side. Now, is there a prong hole? that I can use on the back of the Avengers Tower, so we can have him doing his thing. We've got him at the front. So 2 prongs at the front, but I'll take them off because that's the panel that is removable. I know exactly what I'm going to be like. Right. Finding the hole. Is there? There is. Bugger. There is. There's lots of different holes where I can ram this thing into. We've got a few. We've got 3, 6. There's one at the front. Is there one parallel to that? Oh, she's in it. Maybe we take you off and we put you on, and which way do we have you? We have you curved like that. You can then, yeah, there we go. So it has got 6 on the side, but I can't feed them in because it's too close to the building on that side. So I want basically every single thing filled up on the front. Potentially I could use these on the side, but well, I can use them obviously on the side. It's just, so what did we do yesterday? We got Cap coming down on those 2. We got him there. We've mixed up Daredevil and Punisher because Daredevil and Punisher came with the Daily Bugle, but now they're obviously, I guess at some point, will be part of this tower. So that'll be very, very interesting to see how that's going to be moving forward. We've got a long dong prong, which I'm sure should have another clip and attachment on there. The holes out for that one. We will plonk her at the front at the top height, and then I've got 2 more holes I need to fill at the front. Like I said, there's loads of the minifigures that need to be added on to this. We've got the Quinjet parked up. Oh, there's Hawkeye. Huh. Hiding. And that's where you stay. There you go. You can go back in. You can go back in there. So I could put Natasha with Hawkeye. Yeah, we'll do that. So those 2 can be chilling out together in there. So if you've never seen, I have no idea where I can put you for this. The roof. This roof comes off. You need 2 hands, and then you got all of that detail on the inside. So there's just the one figure in there. It was the figure that I actually put in there before the review, and I don't even think I showed that off. But there is a fair bit of space in here, so those 2 can be in there. And the nice thing is, because I've got the tower this way, it's that easy for me to change, because it's not just as simple. If it was the other way or if it was further out, obviously I couldn't reach, but I can just take the front of this off. As easy as that. Oh yeah, we've got Captain America's behind in there. Oh, there's Iron Man in his arm. So there's one of them. So yeah, I could fill the insides of that up. Potentially, if this was, say, for example, the exit to the right, it would be packed full of nice little dioramas and things like that on the inside of it. So again, from a theme park perspective, we can see what we can do. But Tony as this Tony, as Shield Tony. It can be at the front of the door there, where the other two are just behind him. Oh, Kingpin. Where would Kingpin be? He's not stupid to get involved with everything, is he? Because I could, like I said, when I find all the other characters, I will probably have some nice little dioramas at the back, basically just for myself. But we've got those three just chilling there. We've got the rooftop. We've got Punisher up there. Would Kingpin go up high? Oversee everything that's going on? And go up there for now. Go up there for now. He's got no reasoning to be up on there, apart from he's overseeing everything that is going on. Right, this one can go. I've got an army of these, so I think these can actually go with my construction crew people. So we can have them just sort of stood around talking to each other. And when I find the other 4 or 5, they can go together, because they were all in the original Star Wars display, which was here, 2 tables on top of each other. It was basically a walk-through museum. Now, I know the whole point of this was to clear this table off ready for the Super Mario stuff to start, which is going to start literally in a couple of weeks from this being filmed, which is nice and exciting. But I don't know, with regards to the other Harry Potter bits and pieces, what and where they can go. So we'll stick with the Marvel. Fury. I wonder if he can just be stood there, just going, what is going on? Oh, we could have her about to beat up Zombie Cap, because she's a tough cookie, so I can easily do that. Do need some more army ones. Right, these, oh yeah. They're confusing me a little bit, what I could do with the generators. Now, I could potentially use those generators with the X-Men Mansion and just have them off whatever. Because the generators are I just don't know. Because they've got so much going on with the X-Men Mansion. You could have some you could use them to clip onto. I just don't know where they could clip on, because it would look stupid, I would imagine, being clipped on and just extending over. Possibly. I don't know. It needs to power something up. I can't clip them off the Ghostbuster Firehouse, I don't think, and it wouldn't work in Harry Potter. So it's either this section of the 3 buildings here, which, to be fair, the second you start to add some minifigures onto it, it looks so much better. There's just a lot more going on, which is great. Like I said, I've got an unhealthy amount of figures to add. But yeah, I came up blank on these, so I might need your help with that. I obviously have had a little look for some other minifigures, because I would have liked a Venom to go up against the Carnage. And I've got 3 or 4 Venoms as well. That's what I said I was going to do yesterday. You can see I'm all over the place, all over the place. So, are there any other minifigures in or on these that are Marvel based? Got some Simpsons ones in there. No, is the answer to that. I think a future very, very soon upload. I think once all the base plates are down, which isn't going to be too many uploads from this one. Once all the base plates are down, I'm just going to do a big minifigure upload. Just go around all the different sections and basically populate everything. And then I know where I'm at with the minifigures then, because it's I always go, oh yeah, that would look good there, that would look good there. Did I even find these? Now I've got the Yellow Submarine Beetle minifigures. I've got the full crew just randomly in a bag that I found, which I did a load of stuff with, and I found Eeyore, and so yeah, like I said, I've got bags and bags like this when I took a load of minifigures photography stuff, and yeah, it didn't go quite to plan. And, let's put you back. Let's put you back there. I'm gonna have Tony talking to Bruce, and then have you up on there. I'm going to put these by the Obs Corp, where that's going to end up going, because I don't know if they would work well with that, so I'm not going to put them away. Carnage, I think it's the same Carnage, to be fair. It was just another magazine one. Got another one of you. Plenty of these. Yeah, it's even the Lokis. Even the oh, I know what we can do. Put you further back. And we can have you up on the roof. I think what we'll do, we'll take you off the roof as well. Yeah. Not bad, not bad, not bad. So the last thing I need to think about really is this. Now I could potentially add that on to the rooftop of a set that's not even available yet, which would be the Oscorp thing, because if it was flat enough I could potentially do it. The other place it could go, if it would fit, will be up there. It's not going to get damaged there, so it can stay there for now, and I can add some more minifigures to it. Could raise the scaffolding up if required, and then I can take it down if it doesn't work. But I'm just thinking you could see it from the Marvel side, and you wouldn't really be able to see it if you were walking through the Harry Potter zone. So from that side, it works. And you can see as you're going around on the train. And depending on how tall the Oscorp building is, some of that might have to come off there anyway. So it's homed for now. So we've got another couple of Tonys in. So I think, guys and girls, that is it, and I am done. It will do for now. It's not perfect, but it's never going to be until I get all the minifigures. Like I said, this was a disaster from the beginning because I had done so much already. I like the fact that it's starting to get populated in there. I will go, they're all in the same bit, so I will go and find all the bits that are missing, they're just in a bag, from the Avengers Tower, all the characters that are missing with all the bits and pieces and all sort of the attachments and things like that. And then I can have the rest of the guys and girls on there, because this comes with so many minifigures and they're not anywhere to be seen. So as I'm thinking about that, I might go off and see if I can find them now, or get a better understanding where they might be. And then I will have a plan of attack for what I am going to be doing in the next few uploads. But we are getting rather close to a lot of new releases, and also me placing the order for a load of base plates. So got a lot of exciting stuff to come. So if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care and I'll catch you next one.